Our goal for the event was to bring together people from emerging nonprofits, established nonprofits, funders, people who care about nonprofit organizations and want to engage in some deep conversation about organizational development and leadership development to really figure out what are the gaps, what are the assets, and how can we make it stronger for the better of those nonprofits, but ultimately for the better of our community that those nonprofits serve.
Social Legends helped bring together an advisory group with representatives from the sector that advised the three sponsoring groups about who should be invited and in rallying people to come to be a part of the event. But that day, when people signed in, it was the realization that there was an eagerness, quite frankly, by folks in all aspects of the not-for-profit world to come together and think collectively about how we might strengthen the sector's ability to solve complex social concerns.
That's the key. How do we want to work together to support the youth? You know, it's really, we all have the same unified outcome.
And we had uncomfortable conversations. And so I always tell people, anytime we're in a room and we can have uncomfortable conversations, that's where the real solutions come from.
I feel like whatever is next, there'll be action from here because people who didn't know each other met each other and are already making plans to work together.
It has inspired me to really, reflect on what can I do, what can we do at Glick Philanthropies to be part of the solution right away. So whether that is streamlining processes for our grantee partners in our community-based organizations, to thinking bigger about how can we come alongside the amazing work that's being done in new ways. This is not a normal time for many of our nonprofit partners. Therefore, it shouldn't be a normal time for us.
It's got to be this awareness of not-for-profits as a system, human service organizations as a system, that they shouldn't be begging for money. We should be begging them to do the work.
Being able to have those opportunities on the various topics to hear different point of views, experiences, shortfalls, again, was to me one of the highlights.
One of the great things that happened out of the COVID crisis was collaboration among nonprofits, and so there's a lot of conversations about how can we make that stick. What does that look like moving forward? The other piece that came forward that really led to this was the Indianapolis African American Quality of Life Initiative, and a lot of lessons learned from that in terms of organizations that were engaged in that work and what types of technical assistance they might need, what sort of leadership development opportunities were there or were not there. There are so many assets in our community and also some gaps in being able to meet those assets. And so we wanted to bring this group together to be able to talk about how could we be even stronger.
I think one of the items that emerged is that people need fiscal resources. They need the financial resources. That people need to have access to specialized services such as marketing, such as communications, to be able to convey the work they're doing to various audiences.
The second call to action was really around doing something now. And part of that is immediately what can we individually all do to make this work move forward, whether that's a funder that reaches out to build more trust, or an organization that starts thinking differently about collaborating, or someone who provides technical assistance, meeting people more where they are, that we all have a role to play and that we all should start doing it now. But then also thinking about what does it look like 6 months from now, and what does it look like 2 years from now, and how can we be building toward those priorities so there's more collaboration, more work to be done. So, take some steps now, let's build a future together, and also it's all of our responsibility, so collaborating more to be able to do that.